Applying double fold bias tape to an edge is a snap when you're using this adjustable bias binder foot. When you're using it, first you want to determine the width of your bias tape. So this does not work with flat bias. You have to have it double folded. If you do not have your fabric already double folded, you'll use something like this is the Clover bias tape maker, and you use it to, you cut your own bias strips and then you fold them with the iron so that they look like this. Okay, or I'm going to use this wider piece in the demo. Here's the wider piece, and I've made my own bias. Okay, now first of all you have to determine the width of your bias, and notice there's two screws on here. There is this one right here. This one right here is it slides back and forth, and it's to determine the width of your bias. And this foot will accommodate double fold bias binding anywhere between 1/4 inch and 3/4 of an inch wide finished. So I'm going to loosen this. The other screw right here is if you have a machine that does not have an adjustable needle position, then you can move the whole foot back and forth to align it with your needle so that it catches both edges, or both folded edges of the bias tape. Okay, so I'm going to put this in. I'm going to want to cut my fabric in like or cut my bias in like a little chevron. And place it into the machine. See how it goes right there. I'll pull it under. I want to tighten this screw so that it fits snugly but doesn't roll. There we go. Now this foot has its own ankle, so you have to remove the snap ankle from the machine. Okay, the next thing I want to do is move this needle position until I am just catching both edges. I don't want it too far off the edge and I don't want it too close to it. I could also move this adjustable bar to slide it back and forth. Okay, I will usually sew this bias strip maybe for maybe about an inch or two, just to be sure that I have caught the edges of the that I'm catching both folds of the bias. So yes, I'm catching, it's not too far over, it's sort of exactly where I want it. Okay, and then the next thing I do is I'm going to place the fabric that I want to apply the binding to right in this slot. And I'm going to go slowly the first few stitches, and now it's caught. So I'm going to hold, and I did not cut this fabric straight, so let me cut this straight. Scissors need sharpening. I should just go get the other ones. No, can't do that. Okay, now I've got the fabric caught under the needle, and I'm just going to hold the edge of the fabric against the fold, and against the inside fold of this bias. And usually I will help fold it a little bit. Come over here. And then I will hold it beyond the edge of the fabric and stitch off. Again, you can also use this to create drawstrings. It caught both edges really nicely.